Jack, tight end feels like one of those positions where you have to really love it to be successful at it, just because you're not always going to have those 100-yard receiving games. What's been your relationship, I guess, like with the position? Has it been something that you kind of have really embraced? Have you had to kind of learn to love it? What's it been like for you?
Yeah, I think I just kind of immediately loved it when I just started playing in high school, and then it's been my like this is what I want to do since then. Like I think I had an opportunity for outside linebacker to go to D1 school, but I think tight end was the real what I wanted to do. It's just like a physical position where you could block and you could catch, score touchdowns. It's always nice in football, but just a good mix of the both. So that really stands out to me, and that's why I like it the most. And I'm not quick enough to be a receiver, not low enough to be a running back. I don't want to really put on the extra weight to be a lineman. So this is the perfect one for me.
I know a lot of people have talked about that play against Miami, the touchdown where you're breaking away from a DB. Do you know what your speed was on that play?
I heard it a couple of times. Yeah, it was either 20.5 or 20.6. So yeah.
And how close is that to your top speed?
Um, I think I got a little more in me. I think I've hit borderline 21 before in practice, and I will say like the adrenaline definitely pushed me harder there, but I think I could have ran a little more forward there, but I was just scared that guy was gonna like hit my heel and tackle me, so I think I was running more vertical. But I think I had more in me, and I hope I could hit 21 on a different play.
Thanks.
We'll go to Jeff Rada from Cowboys on SI.
Hey, Jack, when we talked to Justin earlier, he said that you played more snaps than any tight end in the country last year, and it seems like you're pretty much doing that again. Do you have any idea how many snaps you played last year, and do you ever become fatigued or worried about staying upright and healthy?
I know how many stat, like a general area, because my dad always tells me, and he is on like every stat ever, and very active on Twitter. But it was like 860 something. And what was the rest of the question? It was.
And what about this year? Do you have any idea what it's been so far this year?
I don't know what. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And does this wear you out ever?
I don't know what it's been this year, but I like the boost of snaps. I'll never say no to more playing time. I think last game I wanted to sub out a little more just 'cause I got a little tired, but you never know when that big play is or when you need to make a crucial block. So I try to stay in the most I can. And yeah, my body, I mean, hasn't really taken anything crazy. Like I've been fine. Like there hasn't been a big hit or major fatigue to my body. There's been Mondays where I've been pretty sore running, but the coaches like Coach Safel is pretty good at managing me and keeping me, a low snap count and then building me back up for the week. So by the time it's Saturday, I'm ready to go again.
I believe you were a preferred walk-on coming to Cal. Is that right?
Yep, that's true.
Yep. Did you have expectations that things could evolve the way they have and that you could play such a central part in the offense?
I mean, never like this, but I did think I could earn a scholarship at one point. But I mean, once again, never like this. I remember just wanted to bet on myself and play at a high level of football, and that worked out. When I got here as a freshman, Jermaine and Kalecki, two great players ahead of me, and I was like, wow, these guys are miles ahead of me. And then I just put my head down, started working. Lucky enough to work with Fernando too, and just kept improving. And last year it was like kind of nervous to go into it, and then I mean just kept getting like reinforced by the coaches, like you could do this, like you're here for a reason. And I think from there I just kept going up. So it's very nice.
Is it in any way mind-boggling that as great as Jermaine was coming out of high school, that your numbers are dwarfing what he's produced?
It is crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. I don't know what to say from there, but yeah, really excited to play against him this week too. I always like talking to him.
Okay, thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
We'll go to Steve Croner from the SF Chronicle.
Yeah, Jack. In football, pro, high school, college, it's you deal with the win or the loss for 24 to 36 hours, and then it's washed, and you look to the next game. And that's, to me, is easier said than done, particularly with the way you guys have had the past 4 games. How have the past 2 days, since you guys got back on the field, I mean, it would be disingenuous to say, everything's the same, but how have you guys been able to kind of put have you been able to put the four behind you and focus on Oregon State?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the most important things that we're doing to put the four behind us is start looking at what we did wrong first and correct that. So we started looking at, first of all, red zone scoring and just the plays that we messed up, false starts. And then from there, it was important for us to just start attacking the next game, which is Oregon State. So we've been locking in the player personnel, getting together for film studies, and just pushing it behind us, not forgetting it, but trying to limit it, and then just focusing on the next forward and thinking about the next winnable game.
All right,
Thank
we'll
you.
go back to Matt.
Based on your recent performances, are you anticipating that teams are going to start playing you a little bit differently, and maybe how do you counter that moving forward?
Yeah, they'll probably start playing a little differently. I could probably imagine. I don't know. I think if they start doubling me or whatever they're going to do, they're just going to open up a different receiver, and that guy's going to have a great game. And then once they say, hey, we got to get on this receiver, then I know it'll be my time. So there's no huge worry as long as we just play a really good offensive game and someone does well and someone leads the team and everyone just puts in a good game. I think we'll be fine. But yeah, I'm expecting a little bit more coverages, and I don't know what they're going to do yet, but I'm expecting some new things for sure.
We'll go back to Jeff.
Jack, what do you think you do well? What do you think has allowed you to be effective as you have been?
I don't know. I just feel like I've been just trying to stay right on track with what the coaches are telling me to do, honestly. So I try my best to, do whatever Coach Spell tells me to do, and I try and definitely stay on the same page as Fernando. He's pretty good at reading it. So, but yeah, I've just been trying to figure out the coverages and just see what's the best move for me to do here. Sometimes I still mess up, but other times I'm lucky or good enough to win. So I just say, sticking to the game plan for sure. Not trying to do too much of my own thing, but also sometimes add a little twist. But yeah, the coach has got a game plan pretty well.
Coaches say that you're pretty good in space. What do you think they mean by that?
Receiving or after the catch?
I think to get open, to get the ball.
I think I'm definitely very solid in zone coverage. Just finding zone. I don't know what separates me, but I think I'm pretty good at doing that. And when there's man coverage, I think I watch a lot of YouTube routes on people or NFL routes on how they run and how they get people to move off their spot and then win the route. And I just begin to create a plan. When I'm lined up, I'm thinking how do I get this guy to move? And I kind of see similarities when when I watch YouTube and watch someone push him inside to go out, and then that's what I do. That's what I try and do. And then I just try and learn from if I failed, what I do wrong. He put his hands on me and I rip him down. And I think it's just a big learning game for me. And I think I've been learning. And I think I could pick up things pretty quickly.
On a different topic, coaches told us that Tobias Merriweather is back at practice finally. What did you see from him, in fall camp, and what can he do to, whenever he's ready to play in games, what can he do to benefit your offense?
Yeah, he's a fast guy, so I mean, expect him to take the top off, but he can also do it all too. He's really good after the catch, and I remember during the spring practices, I had just a little 5-yard catch, and he threw a block 20 yards downfield, and I scored a touchdown off it. So he's a very good all-around player. He's a big guy, can block, can catch. So I'm just really excited to get him back.
Great. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
We'll go back to Steve.
Hey, Jack, Justin and I think Mike Blesh, and for over the past few weeks, maybe even the past year or two, your relationship with Fernando. How had that come to pass? You guys have similar personalities, different personalities that mesh, and do you ever give him a little money under the table so he makes sure that he targets you a few more extra times?
Yeah. Gosh, I don't know how it came to be. It was just as a freshman, he lived right next door to me, so we were always hanging out a bunch. And then I think it really took off. I mean, we both weren't playing as freshmen, so we'd hang out, he'd travel. I really wouldn't go to the. I mean, I would like when it was a away game, he'd go to the games because he was on the travel squad. I wasn't, but I think it really started to blossom, especially in the spring, when we both had our opportunities to kind of start. Like it was him and Sam Jackson, and it was me and my group, and I just got in there every day. Went over every play with him, just tried to do all that, and that was good. And I think there are things that I do like he came to my Thanksgiving dinner, so that might be a good thing. And I visited him in Miami during the winter break, so I mean I guess that's under the table things.
Smart.
Yeah.
Nice going.
Yeah.